All right, welcome back. We're still taking you through the interesting world of sports. Now we're done with boxing. Let's come home, talk about football on the domestic scene. Let's talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Some matches played yesterday, and it so happens that the two teams were able to get their first win and a similar scoreline.
Right, fantastic. We're talking about Aqua Starlets and Adamawa United. These two sides, of course, a lot of people expected them to struggle in Nigerian Professional Football League. So it hasn't come as a surprise that they're just managing to win the first game of the season. 1-0 for Adamawa United over Abia Warriors, while Aqua Starlets 1-0 over FC Ifeanyi. But like I said, I mean, 3 points on the board. That's what really matters.
That's what matters.
Right
Nobody cares about how you play. And both teams played against sides that you want to think they might not be able. I guess that explains the 1-0, scoreline. And FC Ifeanyi, I mean, good side. Abia Warriors as well. But, Adamawa United and Aqua Starlets did what they had to do, and no surprises that they won. Okay, so...
It was, I mean, because if they didn't get the win yesterday now, that means they would have gone to match day 5 looking for a win. And 5 games, it's a lot already.
You might look, and heads might start rolling, ultimatums will start. I mean, that's the norm in Nigeria Professional Football League. Before you know, you get a 4-match ultimatum and all that. And if you're unlucky, 3 out of those 4 matches are away. So you're in serious trouble.
So good win for Aqua Starlets. Isaac George scored what turned out to be the winner in the 65th minute. So fantastic win there for Aqua Starlets. All right, let's move on to match day 5. Matches we played this weekend as well too across the various stadiums in the country. Some very interesting matchups to talk about. Pillars, that's Kano Pillars, will be taking on Wiki Tourist. Delta Force versus Plateau United. I'll be monitoring that game closely.
Yet to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 draw. Abdul Maikaba.
So we'll see what happens. A lot of people who've seen the teams he's managed know that this guy's an adventurous manager, sets out his team to play. So we'll see what happens in that one.
All right, then FC Ifeanyi will be hoping to bounce back from their loss yesterday when they take on Lobby Stars. Let's move on to Outland. Outland as well too will be in action.
Up against
Jigawa Stars. Warri Wolves versus Rivers United. Rangers versus Aqua Starlets. Enyimba versus Adamawa United. Abia Warriors versus Nasarawa United. And Katsina United versus Sunshine Stars.
All right, so these are the fixtures in the Nigeria Professional Football League. A lot to be expected. But trust us, we'll be back here on Monday to tell you what happened. Earlier, we told you about the Nigeria National League. A lot of matches to be played starting from today.
Starting from today. A lot of people describe the league as the most important. Right, so it's very important. Very crucial that the league actually starts well and is run very, very well. Like I said, loads of matches will be played starting from today till Sunday.
It's a mouthful.
So we're just going to focus on today's fixtures.
Yes,
that's what we're doing.
NAF FC of Abuja up against Aklosendi, of course, Aklosendi based in Lafia. Of course, the venue is where you have Area 3 playground. So just go into those places you get. The matches we're talking about in Division A1, you have Oyo Sports FC taking on Kogi United at the Suleja Stadium. That's in Niger State. These are the matches to be played today. Match day 1 in the Northern Conference. That's Division A1.
Interesting. All right.
That's it. Division A1 games to be played today. Just few matches to be played. A lot more matches will be played tomorrow and on Sunday. But the biggest piece of news that anybody needs to know is that the Nigeria National League starts today.
And it's so important as well because a lot of those teams, some teams that we know, some that are traditional, will be looking to come to the NPFL that is gain promotion. And we also have a new site in the
very
NNL.
ambitiously side club based in the Kotepene.
Yeah, Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, you know, in Akwa Ibom State. And it just so happens that we have a friend of the house who's also...
But before we get to him, let's just like see a detail, like a profile of the club that we're talking about. Like I said, based in Akwa Ibom, the privately owned site. So that's fantastic. We like that a lot. And as you can see, they were founded September 11, 2020, just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Less than 2 months, actually. They'll be playing in Nigeria National League, and they're based
Check out the nickname. Just check out the nickname.
They're based in Ibiono, Akwa Ibom, and they're the Lions. And they're based in Ibiono, Akwa Ibom, and nickname is the Lions of Nigeria.
Just a few months old club. All right, we told you earlier that it just happens that we have a friend of the house who happens to be the communication
media director
of the club. George Essien joins us now from Uyo. George, it's good to hear your voice. It's good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you very much, guys. Good to be here. Of course, Channels is home. And I can't help but notice Tayo is getting fatter. What's going on? It's a Lagos stress not hitting you.
Oh, my goodness. You caught me unawares with that one, George. But it's all good. Let's move on with the show. Well, let's talk about your club.
George, let's talk about Vandrezzer. By the way, I like the name. Good name. Give us a little background. A lot of people are asking questions. Where did they come from? Where I mean, how did they all start?
Where did they appear from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so under the rules of the NNL, clubs that can no longer continue their campaign, especially when they get promotion, are allowed to sell their slots. So Vandrezzer FC decided to, pick up one of the slots vacated by Gidado FC of Kwara State. That's how we appeared from nowhere. The chairman of the club, Joe Dofia, has been passionate about owning a club in Nigeria. He even wanted to start up from the top flights, but, there was no available slot. So the NNL was available. And, everything is already kicked off. You already said there, in 2 months, the club has been able to sign Coach Raphael Everton, who makes a return to Akwa Ibom State. That's like the biggest talking point right now, because only last season he coached Akwa United, and this season he's coaching an NNL side. And people are wondering, what prompted all this? It's because the club is founded on lovely principles. I bet you it's going to be one of the best-run clubs in Nigeria. Don't forget, it's privately owned, so it's going to be taxing, but the chairman and the management are very capable. Tomorrow there will be the official unveiling of the coach, Raphael Everton, and the team, a squad of 30 players. And then on Sunday, it's a big one against Josie United. So it's a very busy weekend for Vandrezzer. Lots of expectations. The camp itself is magnificent, one of the best in the country. Recently, when their team boss was procured and branded, it got lots of tongues wagging right here in Akwa Ibom State. But the main thing, obviously, for the management of the side is that once the players can get on the pitch and give the fans what they want, based on the principles, arts, football artistry, hospitality, and of course, talking about entertainment. Those are the 4 cardinal principles. You talked about Lions. Yes, they are the Lions of Nigeria because of, the whole a lion. When a lion steps on a territory, it comes to conquer. So that was the whole philosophy around the whole Lions of Nigeria thing. And it's not just about playing in the NLL. It's promoting to the MPFL, playing Champions League football, and, just be good representatives of Nigeria. You see here is the jersey. It is done by manufacturers Exxon, which is an indigenous company as well. So everything is just unique about the club. And we're looking forward to a very great outing on Sunday.
Yeah, George, you sound very, very excited, and I can understand why. But like I said a few moments ago, you've taken over the slot of Gidado FC, and you said the players will be unveiled tomorrow. Like, what kind of players are we looking at tomorrow? What kind of players are we looking at now? Have you carried over players from the previous club, or you've gone out to sign new players?
Well, new players have been signed. Obviously, players who played in different clubs earlier on. From Gidado FC, we took 3 players after a friendly that we played against them. And we spotted about 3 of those players who are now part of the team. We also got some players from home here, state-owned clubs like Ibom Youths and Kofine FC. There are also players who played for Ifeanyi Uba last season and even 2 seasons back. Onyekachi Akakem was one of the winners with Coach Raphael Everton. Well, people are already saying, so maybe that's the connection. Yeah. Yes, Everton indeed. Requested for some boys that he thinks can do the job, and that was granted him. It's going to be a whole lot of it's a different ball game, and he's excited to work with us. Ordinarily, after what happened with Ifeanyi Abia Warriors, Akwa United, where it seemed like he left on a sour note, he still agreed to come down to Nigeria here to show us the stuff he's made of, and to show everyone that is, he can actually stay with the team without having any confrontations. And it's been wonderful so far. So players are a mixture from everywhere. And we even have Premier League players stepping down to come and play. By tomorrow, we're inviting the whole world. We're inviting the whole world to Ibiono at St. Teresa's Primary School, which is like the training ground of the team, to come see this unfolding. Right. It's going to be a very modest one, obviously, and we're looking forward to it.
George, let me just throw this in before we let you go. Very ambitious club with good plans. I don't know if you hinted about it earlier, but I'm very sure a lot of people will want to know the home ground, where is it going to be, and what kind of capacity is the venue that Vandrezzer will be playing in?
The home of Vandrezzer is Ibiono. I mean, that's where the club originated from. That's where we train. But our home ground, which is where we'll be playing our matches for this season, because there are plans to have our own stadium, maybe about next season or 2 seasons from now, as the case may be. The ground allocated to us is the Ikot Ekpene Stadium. It's a 5,000 capacity stadium. It's the same ground where Ibom Youths will be playing. So 2 teams will be sharing that stadium. Of course, we would have wanted the Nesta champions, but we have 2 teams playing there already. Aqua Starlets. I don't know why you guys still call them Aqua Starlets. They are Dakada FC.
Dakada. Well,
you know them to do it.
MPFL. I refuse to change their name as well.
It's our fault. The MPFL and the official handle is still referred to as
on the website.
Aqua Starlets.
Aqua Starlets.
So you can't blame us. George, we want to thank you. We should continue this conversation. We want to thank you for taking our time to speak with us and trust us. We keep monitoring. Wish you all the best
and wish Vandrezzer all the best.
Vandrezzer all the best in this new season. Thank you very much. Interesting conversation with him.
I like it.
With George.
Yeah.
I like the ambition. And I like us to have more privately owned, either in the NNL or in the Nigeria professional
even
football.
In the top flights. Why not?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. We need to go on a quick time out just to make a little change. And, of course, I guess Ben
Alaya is around. Fantastic. So, that's a good timing, actually, because he's a big fan of the local league as well. So we need to go on a break.